Yesterday, I'm laying in bed, I'm relaxing, and I check my phone and it says Sherrone Moore fired by the University of Michigan. It's like, huh? Well, friends of mine were talking about like should Michigan fire Sherrone Moore after the season? I understand they finished 9-3, but this whole situation here is a mess. And I hate talking about stuff off the field when it comes to sports. I really don't care about people's personal lives off the field. I don't care what you're doing in your personal life. I really don't. But this one here is something that we have to address and we have to talk about. Well, there's so many different ways you could take this. Did Michigan know about this with Sherrone Moore? Did the athletic director know? Did their athletic department know that Sherrone Moore was having an affair with a employee? And it also supposedly came out that he was paying the employee, and there's credible evidence that Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, which the school violated Michigan's university policy. So Michigan had every right to fire this guy. He breached the code of conduct. Bing, bang, boom, you're out. But what's even worse about it is he has 3 kids and he has a wife, and all the stuff that is supposedly that has come out afterwards. He was detained by police because he went to her house and he threatened to kill himself and he threatened to kill her. Now, these are all things here that are all starting to come out, but the athletic director, Ward Manuel, emphasized that the school has zero tolerance for violations of policy, making the decision swift and decisive. Yeah, I mean, there's no business in sports for this, but I really feel bad for the Michigan recruits more than anything. I feel bad for the Michigan fan base because they just went through the whole Jim Harbaugh situation there with the sign stealing or with the cheating, with the Connor Stallion stuff, but aside from all that, Sherrone Moore, have to be like an absolute idiot to do something like this. And you could say, well, things like this happen every single day. But when you see these kind of things come out, you're like, you're at the University of Michigan, one of the most premier programs in the United States of America, one of the most elite college football programs in history, and you go and do this. Like you just think to yourself, it makes me think back to myself about the whole gambling thing with Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups. Like, you got to be that dumb. Like, you don't think you're going to get caught. And the Twitter informants, the Twitter FBI people, they found out right away. And somebody, I don't know the person's username, said last week that this was going on. And you know what? In my opinion, Michigan probably knew about this, and this was just the icing on the cake for him to be fired. But 39 years old, super young, and Michigan fired him. He's not going to get any of that money. There's no buyout. He completely screwed up here. But now it just remains to be seen who will Michigan hire as their next head coach. But that's one that we'll be talking about here for the next couple of weeks because they have their bowl game. They put Biff Poggi as their interim head coach, but it's an absolute mess. It really is, and he needed to go, not for this reason. He's not fit to coach Michigan. He never was. He was just put in the situation because he took over for Harbaugh. They thought he was going to be the next guy in line. But when you have a guy like Bryce Underwood, who's that talented, there's no business why he has 63 passing yards against Ohio State. There's no reason why their offense is that bad. Michigan is always going to get recruits because of their name, but this was the right decision for Michigan to fire him. Not in these certain circumstances. It shouldn't have happened this way. I thought Michigan was going to give him one more year. We'll give Sherrone Moore 1 year. And everyone on the opposite side of the coin, everyone like, well, they're 9-3. Yeah, but they play in the Big Ten. They really don't play a whole lot of competition, and they looked embarrassing against Ohio State. And if that's what's going to happen, for next year, the same product, this can't happen. So, aside from all that, I really feel bad for Sherrone Moore's family more than anything. Right now, I guess he's in custody. There's going to be more stuff that comes out, but Sherrone Moore, I really hope that he gets his act together. It's terrible that this had to happen, and that's really all I have to say. Shame on him. He wasn't fit to coach Michigan, and it's sad. It really is.